Welcome to the HUBZone Bulk Validator demo. The purpose of this video is to provide a quick introduction to a tool the HUBZone Chamber of Commerce built primarily to help soon-to-be or already certified HUBZone small businesses. The HUBZone Chamber exists to maximize the value American communities can achieve through the HUBZone program. Our primary goal is to get the $6 billion off the federal table and into your communities. Visit our website to learn more about the Chamber. You can see the address down here at the bottom of this slide. My name is Neil McDonnell, and in addition to being the founder and chair of the HUBZone Chamber of Commerce, I am the president of SV MacPack. As a certified HUBZone small business myself, when I see problems, I look in the mirror for the solution. That's how the HUBZone Bulk Validator got built. I saw a need, and we could quickly develop a solution for our own needs. We offer it to you and the Chamber membership, basically all the certified HUBZone companies out there, and others of you who would benefit from this tool. As part of the certification process, the recertification process, and the ongoing mandate to maintain compliance with the HUBZone requirements, small businesses must use the SBA HUBZone map to prove their employees and principal office are in designated HUBZones. This process is manual, requiring businesses to enter in one address and then run the tool. It's fair to say that the process takes 2 minutes on average per address that needs to be validated. Clearly, I'm really fast at doing a process like this, but when you think about the average employee out there, 2 minutes is a fair kind of conservative estimate there. So not only does this increase the risk of human error when entering that data, but that time begins to seriously add up when you have 10, 20, 50, or even a couple hundred employees. One of my favorite lines is $1 billion here and $1 billion there begins to add up to real money. And that's the same when you start adding up the numbers of addresses that must be validated. For example, 30 addresses would take an average of 1 hour for an employee to do. So that's a lot of time there. As a small business owner, that average employee tends to be the owner, and since it was me, I knew I didn't want to be stuck doing this manual task that really didn't need me involved. I wanted to create a process or a tool that would allow me to automate the process as much as possible while also improving the process. The result was the HUBZone Bulk Validator, and it exceeded my original goals. We virtually eliminated the cost of this effort by reducing the time it takes to complete the task by over 90%. As you'll see in our demo, we can process 20 addresses, which on average would take about 40 minutes. 20 addresses times 2 minutes is 40 minutes, and we can process all those in less than a minute. That was an awesome achievement and one we really hope other companies duplicate to their benefit. We've replicated this with 50 addresses, with 200 addresses, and frankly, we did it with a little more than 1,000 addresses as we were looking out, as part of the chamber, we were looking out at all the congressional representatives out there and seeing which ones of them represented HUBZone areas, or HUBZone, excuse me. And we used this tool to run that as well, and it was able to come back and process that information for us very fast. We're hoping, again, that you'll be able to benefit from that. So in addition to those benefits, we would manage human error through this bulk process by eliminating the need to touch the data. So for example, with SV MacPack, we keep our data in an HR tool. When we need to revalidate our team, we just export that data into a file that can be then directly used in the HUBZone Bulk Validator. Another benefit of this tool is that instead of tens or even hundreds of files, all the output from the SB HUBZone map are put into a single PDF file. If you do it right now, it's every address has its own PDF, and so that adds up to a lot of files you're having to manage. Here it just dumps it into one, and that file is appended with today's date, for example, so you always know when it was validated last, which leads to the next thing. One last thought we have to share is that I've come to realize this tool could be used in a way, as a way for the government to require actual validation on bidders meeting the 35% employee criteria at the time of proposal. And this is kind of a new idea, but this file could be attached as proof of HUBZone compliance, and no matter how large the HUBZone company is, the actual time would be less than 5 minutes to get this done, since the process is almost entirely automated. That wasn't the purpose of the tool, but I've heard people out there express concerns about the 35% threshold or whether a company is or isn't a HUBZone. Well, this just takes the burden off of the government and the contractor to prove that out, and it puts it down into just a few minutes to make that happen. So the tool might actually address that need as well. I'm going to switch over to a browser to demonstrate the HUBZone Bulk Validator. In this demo, I'm going to show you how to access the tool, upload the file with addresses, and then run the tool. We'll look at the output as well. The idea is it really is that simple of a tool, and it's going to be a pretty fast demonstration. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to use the keyboard Alt-Tab and switch over here. Okay, so this is the tool. As we go forward, we might make the page a little prettier, but it doesn't need to be pretty. It needs to be functional. That was our goal. And so you'll see it's attached to the HUBZone Chamber, and it's got a little address there on there. You don't have to remember that because we'll have links throughout the HUBZone Chamber. So the tool is very straightforward. It comes up with a a dialog box that's asking you to upload a CSV file, which is basically an Excel file, a comma separated something or other. I'll see what the name is in a second. But the idea is you just upload that file. So let's go ahead and click on the Browse button. When we do, it comes up. I already have it loaded here. So it's a comma separated value file and CSV. And so we'll go ahead and select that one. I'll say Open. That's it. I've just uploaded this. Imagine me. I have exported this from my HR. I uploaded it here. The next thing I do is I click on Validate. When I click on Validate, the first thing that happens is it goes into the spreadsheet, pulls all the addresses out, parses it all up, and puts it here nice and pretty. This is a stage that we didn't have to go through, but we thought it might be valuable when you're trying to run and you're only needing a couple of people or something. I don't know. If there was a reason you only needed a couple, we put this functionality on every single row that you could say, Lion Federal. And by the way, these are companies these are government contractors. I just grabbed them out of the dynamic small business search, so I knew it was kind of public data already. But imagine these are your employee names, and then these are their addresses. So if you were just going to pull, Tom, Dick, and Harry, you could have them up here and just click on the download button, and it's just giving you that individual PDF. That's not the bulk validation, though. That's this button at the top, and you'll see one at the bottom as well, Download All. And we're going to click on this, and when I click on it, you're looking at, here it's 18. I said it was 20, but it's 18 addresses. I'm going to click on it now, and one of the things I will mention is, I've run 400 addresses through here, and it took about 10, 12 minutes. Imagine these larger companies that have more, but also coming into just the data validation on how it works. So you see it start processing. It was thinking there for a second. It had these 18 addresses. The tool is reaching out to the SBA's map. It's going in, it's validating the information. You're going to see it basically go in 3 phases here. That was first phase, now the second phase. And what it's doing is to keep the load, just for those of you who are IT people, to keep the load minimal on SBA's site as well as ours, it does it instead of bulk all at once, it does it in groups. And so it did it 1 group, 2 groups, and then it finished. So one thing I want to show you here right now, if you're looking at the screen, so it's done. That took less than a minute to do 18 of these. That is massively fast. And from my own selfish perspective as a HUBZone business owner, I just love this tool. I love anything that makes my job easier, and I think this would be great for you and for SBA if they take a look at it as well. But there's a couple things, and it looks like there might be errors, but there's not. So first thing is at the bottom, you'll see right away that and I'm going to pull it up. I'm sorry if it's hard to see. I'm not able to zoom in on it. But basically, this is a typical PDF dialog. It's saying, do you want to open the PDF? And I will in a second. But I want to show you this part. There was some errors on the PDF that we ran. So we had 18 addresses. And if there's any problems with the addresses, it gives you the error. So let's go ahead and click on that. And so right here, number 11, if you can see, I did this on purpose. I took the address out to show that if there was any problem with the address when it's reaching out to the SBA map, it throws an error back and it lets you know that there was an error. So now, you're not confused, especially as you have more and more employees, you're not confused about where was the error. The tool is telling you the details of that error and allows you to go back and kind of update your data to make sure it's good to go. And then the next time you run it, it'll always be good. So let me get rid of that dialog. So that's the tool communicating back to you if there's ever an error. So let's go ahead and open. You can save this or open it. In this case, I'm just going to open it, show you what the results are. So when I open it up, this looks pretty familiar. It's a PDF, and everybody's seen this. I'm just going to page down as you come through, and you'll begin to recognize some of the information as you see it. So here it's a qualified zone, so it provides a little more information. These are the exact same maps that are coming off the the SBA's map page. So here I'm looking at this one, and we put a link in here just like the SBA does, that if you want to click on it, you can go on into the SBA's tool. That's not the purpose of what I'm trying to show you today, but it's the same PDF that's popping out. So if you keep coming down, it's got this same output that SBA requires, but it's all in one file. So imagine this was hundreds of them. Let me go ahead and come on back to our PowerPoint. And I just want to point out the HUBZone Bulk Validator is built to solve my needs, SV MacPack's needs, but it's given free to any small business to use in their HUBZone certification process. This is being done through the HUBZone Chamber of Commerce, and I'd ask you to visit the website to learn more about the Chamber, to use the tool if you'd like. Feel free to reach out to the Chamber, us in the Chamber, or to me directly if you have any questions. I'd love to talk with you about the tool, the direction we're going with the Chamber. The Chamber is about helping the communities by helping all the small businesses out there that are HUBZone certified or on track to get HUBZone certified. I hope you find value in the tool, and I look forward to showing you more tools as we go forward.